I asked people, both on YouTube and Twitter, which video they wanted first, from a selection of 4. Surprisingly, I was shocked that people were very interested in hearing about weird internet stories. So, for science, I roamed the depths of the internet to find stories that I thought would be interesting to talk about. Now, of course, you know of bank robbers, and of course you might have heard the word dom or domination or dominatrix. But what about people that pay females to have their bank accounts hacked? This is one of the more interesting stories that has circulated on the interwebs. Was not a mainstream story, it has often popped up in articles. You see, this behavior, so to speak, is called Findom, or if you will, financial domination. The entire point of this is men giving away their financial information to a woman who then are free to do whatever the hell they want with the money. Buy products and recklessly spend it. The men involved get gratification and satisfaction from it, I suppose. And to be clear, I'm not talking about one instance or a few people doing this. There are entire online communities hidden, not so deep on Twitter, carrying hashtags like hashtag Findom and hashtag PayPig with pride. You might be wondering how all of this works. In case you wanted to try it, for whatever reason, I'm okay with not knowing. I'm not yucking anyone's yum, so to speak. According to reports and user anecdotes, there are many ways to participate in Findom. One such way is, of course, to just give away access to your money and potentially get completely screwed over and go broke. But at least you got satisfaction out of it, right? Another more harmless way is via the use of TeamViewer, a standard basic program to allow someone remote access to your computer. Less risk, yet the still same roleplay result, without actually losing all of your money. A lot of things have become a trend. Eating Tide Pods, eating raw cinnamon powder, all kinds of ridiculous trends. But now, how about a fake trend that was spread everywhere? See, in around 2007, an internet prankster used a real story about drug abuse as a basis for a prank, a very clever prank. The original was about children in Zambia huffing fermented sewage gas to get high. It was called Chenkem. However, in regards to the United States, there was no Chenkem. It was all a hoax. See, the original story was way back in the 90s, but as already mentioned, just like everything else on the internet, somehow poo-poo gas drugs returned. Although it was never real, news of it spread all across 4chan and then everywhere else, which resulted in a lot of people being tricked. Police departments, news organizations, such as the Washington Post, all of them ran with the story and believed it. The story of this mysterious drug that never existed. Well, it did in the 90s, and never in the United States. So, for a very small period of time, everyone was worried about kids getting high on Chenkem. See, the genesis of Chenkem lies within the long-gone message board, totes.com, in the posts of a mysterious user named Pickwick. See, he posted a lot of pictures of himself setting up a bottle of what looked like questionable substances, such as urine and feces with a yellow balloon covering the top. He would later admit that it was all just a hoax. Lies. He did just a little bit of trolling. The brown mixture was not his own feces or urine, but instead just essentially Nutella mixed with other stuff, such as flour and so on. He did not sniff and huff urine and feces. Don't worry, sorry to disappoint you. He just threw some stuff together and trolled the entire internet and several police departments and news organizations. Now, how about a truly genuine weird internet story? Very much in the same league as some of the best. A very befitting story of the internet, just as you'd expected. And just like most man-made disasters, it involves a corporation. See, in 2009, Folgers Coffee released an ad. Now, there was nothing special or extremely interesting about it at first glance. It was your average Hallmark Channel level romantic return for the holidays kind of stuff. If you've seen it once, you have seen it thousands of times. Hugs, loving looks, snow outside, etc. The two characters in this ad, however, are siblings. Now, most people here who have spent a considerable amount of time online can see where this is going. The fact that the two characters in the ad were siblings gave rise to all kinds of incest fanfiction, fan art, and more incest storyline discussion than any coffee had in history. The commercial in question starts off very innocent and basic. It's just about two siblings who have not seen each other in a very long time, but for Christmas, the older brother comes home. And of course, they're happy to see one another after a very long time. But then they head to the kitchen, and that's where it gets weird. The incest vibes are everywhere. Now a story from the sanctuary of all internet weirdness, shenanigans, and degeneracy. No, it's not 4chan. I'm talking about the other one, Reddit. This is one of those am I the asshole subreddit stories. It's nothing too insane, but there is definitely a lesson to learn here, and it's a peculiar one. So, the poster tells a story of how his girlfriend, soon to be wife of 4 years, ended up cheating on him. Now, of course, he called off the wedding and the relationship ended. And he does his best to try and move on. But he doesn't tell anyone, his family or his friends, the specifics of why the relationship ended. Because why would he? It's his personal life. Unfortunately, the poster's friends and family decided to work very hard to get him back together with his ex. Their master plan was conceived. His mom secretly invited her, the ex, to their family Christmas Eve dinner instead of talking to his ex-wife, whom cheated on him. The poster decided to literally jump out of a window and run away. Now, afterwards, his family apologized and were really understanding. No, I'm joking. His family and friends cut all ties with him, absolutely all of them. Pretty safe to say that the poster did nothing wrong, and I am sure, 100% certain, that he's better off without a family and friends like that. This is an interesting story, but a classic one that, to one extent or another, started an entire trend. Back in 2018, a student at Sunny Purchase went to a bathroom and for one reason or another found a hole behind a paper towel dispenser. Upon looking through the hole, the student found a shrine dedicated to Danny DeVito. Of course, upon the tweet of this find becoming viral, Danny DeVito even responded to it. Shortly afterwards, New Jersey declared November 17 Danny DeVito Day, honoring the famous actor from Neptune Township with an entire day of celebration on his 74th birthday. And now, even years after, it's still pretty commonplace to find Danny DeVito shrines in random spots. One could say that this one instance started an entire trend of people making shrines to call upon the legendary Danny DeVito. If you don't want to go through the trouble of building a shrine to honor him, you can always do what the Danny DeVito prom girl did. She took a cardboard cutout to prom. Hard to say if it was the first one, but it's definitely one of the more memorable and viral ones. There we go. Another video on another day. Massive thanks to Fiesta for helping me with the script for this video. This was a pretty fun video to do research for, and I could probably do a few more videos on weird stories found on the internet, because I found a lot of these. Some of these were very interesting, but these specific ones were just some of the ones that really stuck with me. Anyway, that's it. Massive thanks to my patrons and everyone for taking the time of the day to watch this video. And with that, the video's over. See ya.